Hi, and welcome to Creator Fundamentals. My name is Dan Currier, and I am here to help you deliver your value to the world. Welcome to everyone on our normal night, Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, for another subscriber Hangout live stream. It's so good to see everybody again. I'm looking forward to talking with all of you, seeing how your channels are going, see if you have any questions about your channels or anything with YouTube in general. I have a couple things that I'd like to talk about. For one, this past week, we did quite a few live streams to kind of test out the waters a little bit, and we'll talk about that. And a couple other things that I want to chat about as well. But first, we are going to hop into the chat and say hello to everybody. I just scurried over and grabbed myself a couple waters because I always forget to do that. So let us hop in the chat and see who we have here today. Guys can let me know how the audio and video look as well. Hopefully everything is running properly. I am not live streaming tonight on the DSLR, only because I didn't really have time since the last live stream to dig into exactly what the failure was that I experienced. For those of you who were at the last live stream, which I think, when did I do that? On Sunday? Whenever that was. My entire computer blue screened right in the middle of the live stream, so I had to scurry to get everything back up and running. In the live stream prior to that, I ran into an issue where the DSLR went down, and I had to make an emergency switch over to my Logitech. So this is the Logitech C920 that I'm live streaming on now, and I will get over to that chat as I mentioned here. Actually, I think I'm going to pop that chat out, get it a little bit better so we can actually not stare off into the abyss while I'm trying to say hello to everybody. I'm going to jump to the beginning here real quick and just make sure everything looks good from what I'm seeing. Oh, it was Sunday, says Jammy Toast, when all kinds of problems occurred. So Car Galaxy Studios gives us the nod saying that still looking great. And you know what? That's an opportunity to try out the thing I was working on here. And let me see if I can get these things working. Let's see. Hey. So that is the soundboard on the Stream Deck that I'm testing. Let me know if those sound effects come through too loud. I can tweak that down a little bit, but that's going to be fun to play with. But again, I am heading into that chat. We will jump over there real quick. Matt Tennell, who recently became a patron, is now a moderator. He was reacting. Oh, it's still Stream Boss he is. Yeah, he took the Stream Boss on the last live stream. Maybe whether he's noticed his newfound blue wrench or not, but in any event, hello to Rick Nation, Brown Status also in the chat. Good to see you guys. We have Corey Fiasco, Peldon, Viroman89, Mr. Sapphire Flames, Mama Bear's Backpack, Foul Fish, Comfort Living with the Reeds, Old Car Auto Guy. Good to see you. Who else do we have in here? I see the Fantastic Joe. Good to see you as well. Just Another Curl, The Bemused, How to Build Credit TV, GM Record, Mason 308Y. Who else we have in here? Driving Lessons by BMS. We also have Shadow Speedy, Mr. Big Kid, Doug Hewson, moderator extraordinaire, is also in the house. Good to see you as well. Car Galaxy Studios, another one of our moderators. How are you tonight? 80 Edwards, Matt 10L, Achilles J, Tamandua Girl, scrolling, Dignity I see out there as well. Good to see you. Chris Ali, This Time Around Travel Vlog, Liquid Music Blogosphere, Mr. Akatak, Shell and Beth TV. Good to see a lot of familiar faces, or familiar names, I guess it would be, and some new names out there. Aaron Jameson, good to see you as well. How are you tonight? Magic Girl Carolyn, or Caroline, rather. Make sure I didn't miss anybody out there. All right, that is looking good. Again, with these, that's the funky thing with the Stream Deck effects. Sometimes they just don't quite react the way that they're supposed to. Like, I notice that the count in the live stream isn't moving, so that's kind of stuck. Where are we at right now? Right now, we have about 26 people in the live stream. If you just got here, go ahead and share that with someone you think might be able to, or might be interested in coming and hanging out with us tonight, your fellow YouTubers, and we'll try to push that number up a little bit. All right. Just checking a couple things here. Oh, Jemison. Did I say Jameson? I might have. Peldon and her cats. Craft Beer Pours, good to see you. Thanks for joining the stream. Remedy King, Christina Link, TVJM also out there as well. I'm not sure if I covered Jammy Toast as well. Let's take a peek here real quick. I do need to move that a little bit because I can't see the screen. There we go. All right. I also wanted to pull up real quick. So, one of the things that I've been thinking about doing kind of leading up to live streams is put out some little item of interaction prior to the live stream, something that we can talk about in person. And one of the last things, actually one of the questions I asked out on Facebook, and I'll share it with you guys here in just a moment. Dignity with the super chat. Thank you so much. Just because I appreciate that. Thank you again for the super chat. So just for anybody who may be in the live stream for the first time, we try to do something a little fun here with the Stream Boss, which is what you see up there above my head right there. And basically the way that works, for every $1 of super chat, it's going to deal 10 points of damage to that 100-point health bar there that is now with Dignity, who is the Stream Boss. So for basically, if somebody contributed $10, that would knock off 100 points. It would knock them out. Whoever deals that finishing shot that brings the current Stream Boss down to 0, your channel replaces them, so you get a little bit of publicity up there to get your channel displayed on the live stream, and it's just a fun way to kind of have a little in-stream game. So thank you so much, Dignity, for that super chat. You are now the Stream Boss, and I absolutely applaud you. And I'm going to be playing with this soundboard just as much as possible because it's kind of fun. I only got a few sounds in it because I kind of thought about it late, and I got to decide what kind of sound effects I want to use. But let me know how those sound when I push those buttons. Can you guys hear those? Like the applause. Let's see what we got here. Beanie Draws in the live stream chat. Good to see you, my friend. Driving Me Crazy. Also good to see you. Was chatting with Dennis over there a bit earlier. about upgrading backdrops, which is always a great thing to do. You know, I wanted to talk to you guys. So in the chat, let me know, do you guys ever see the commercials for the masterclass things where it's like Ron Howard or other famous directors and comedians and everything who teach classes? It's called Masterclass. I'm wondering if any of you guys have seen that. Dignity says, I like the applause. Do it again. There's the applause. All right, here. And Drive Me Crazy says, old school soundboard in a live stream. Man, sounds great. So the soundboard is something that they added to the Stream Deck now. For those of you who aren't familiar with the Stream Deck, it's basically little. Let me see if I can show this to you without destroying anything here. Anybody who's not familiar, I think I have something sitting on my wire here. Hang on, bear with me. Try not to take everything down. This is the Stream Deck. It basically allows you to program. It allows you to program your scenes from OBS, so you can just push button to transition. You can also do like multiple screens, so you can do a transition. Like right now, if I wanted to let you guys know that this video and live stream is sponsored by TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy is the #1 browser plugin for managing and growing your YouTube channel. It's available to download for free, and there's a link in the description below. It lets you do those transitions nice and smooth from one button push. It also has things like YouTube chat. So in addition to that transition I did, I can throw a link in the chat right now to TubeBuddy. So if you haven't signed up for TubeBuddy and you want to check out the free TubeBuddy, definitely follow that link and get that all set up. Basically, you can program any number of chat comments that you can just push a button to populate in there. And they recently added the soundboard, which allows me to set up a bunch of different sound effects. As I continue to develop that, I will, and probably get obnoxious with using sound effects because it's kind of fun. Let's see here, because when my little fun fact, when me and my brother were little, we used to use my grandfather's recorder, and we would write shows like radio shows, and we would record them and do things like tapping shoes on the floor and making other sound effects. So this is kind of a lot cooler a lot cooler than the tape recorder from when I was 5. Jason JV, thank you so much for the super chat. Says soundboard is an awesome addition. Oh, well, you know, we got to use the soundboard for a soundboard comment, because that would just be rude not to, right? So we're going to give you a cheer. We're going to follow that up with some applause, because that's how we roll. All right, and let's see what we got going on here. For some reason, I don't know. Let me see if I can fix this, because... Oh, there we go. The chat window that I popped out was like at 70% or something, and I was having trouble reading. All right, let me get this so I can kind of see what's going on here. Actually, I'll slide you over there. Gotta do some midstream organizing to see what's going on. And, okay, so Elite Jamaica official channel, good to see you. Always in the live streams. Great to see a lot of familiar people coming back to the live streams every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. If this is your first time, definitely make a plan to come join us again next Wednesday at 9 p.m. All right, let's see. Just want to scroll back, make sure I didn't miss anything. Hey, I'm upcoming YouTuber. I've been looking a lot at your videos. You definitely don't do that. All right, and make sure I didn't miss anybody here. I see Jack Buckeye in the live stream. Don't think I said hello yet. AliX Fishing, Silvertop Flyer. Good to see everybody in the chat tonight. Got that one, covered that one. Zeri's World. Hello to you too. Just don't ask people to look at your channel. If you're looking for like an actual channel review, then we'll make a call for that later in the live stream. Fantastic Joe says, so excited, found out my cousin was drafted by the Houston Astros today. Well, congratulations to you and your cousin. That's pretty awesome. I mean, it's not as cool as maybe getting drafted by the Mets, but I'm biased, so seriously, congrats. That's got to be pretty cool. One person says haven't seen the masterclass commercials. It's like I think it's like Martin Scorsese, Ron Howard, a whole bunch of them. But it's a pretty interesting kind of thing that they've set up there. You basically pay a fee for 1 year's access, and you can watch all of the different professionals doing it. And Ron Howard is teaching a directing class. It's pretty cool stuff. All right, scrolling, trying not to miss anybody here. Doug Houston agrees that Stream Deck is great. Bottomless water mug. You know, and I can never put enough supply on my desk. I brought over 2 bottles today, but I'm sure they'll be gone here. Let's see. Peldon says she's being attacked by a kitten. Hard to keep it off the keyboard. As Aaron says, definitely hit the like button in the live stream if you haven't done so yet. It is always great to see you guys here, and it's nice to kind of keep track of everybody that came and stopped by to hang out, and that like button kind of helps us do that. So definitely click the like button while you're here, and also pop back when the replay pops up and let me know that you were in the stream in the comments that actually stick around. All right. So, scrolling, super happy to be here, says Life Lundgren. Super happy to have you here. And let's see. The Angry Father Show. Hello, how are you? Oh, yes, I do love my mug. I am fond of this mug. Oh. Can you make a new OBS black screen? I just subscribed. What do you mean by an OBS black screen? I'm not sure what that means. Let me tweak that. Kevin Boston says, can you drink alcohol in videos and live streams? Is YouTube against that? I don't know specifically that they identify that. Cricket Wilson, hello to you. Mama Bear's Backpack says, how many of you also have websites and social feeds under the same name? So one of the videos that I've done on the channel is kind of the importance of trying to get your social media contact names or handles all under the same branding. So if you're just starting out on YouTube and you really haven't considered all that, definitely when you decide on a name for your YouTube channel, try to pick one that you can get the website for, that you can get all your social media handles. It's just going to make it that much easier for you. It's always kind of a challenge when, you know, your YouTube channel is ABC Gaming and, you know, your Instagram is I'm Too Sexy 1234 and your Twitter account is, you know, I live in my parents' basement 74. So, you know, it's important that you kind of get those all lined up with each other. It just makes it a lot easier for you as you continue to develop your brand and grow. All right, trying to follow the conversation going on there. Aaron brings up a good point. How would they know what you're drinking? This is very true. If you wanted to, you could just drink something in a Tube Buddy mug, but in full disclosure, I'm drinking LaCroix sparkling water. And now I'm switching to Poland Spring sparkling water because I ran out of my other stuff. All right. Wow. That stuff is very fruity smelling. What is a widget for a channel? I always hear about them, but never knew a widget for a channel. I'm not familiar with that term for a YouTube channel. I mean, I know what a widget is, like on WordPress. It's basically just kind of like a sidebar thing, but where you share some piece of information. Well, years and years ago I gave up everything but diet soda, and then recently I decided to give up the diet soda and the artificial sweeteners and try the sparkling water, and eventually I kind of got used to it, so now I chain drink it. Yeah, I can imagine they'd have anything. They'd object to you drinking alcohol on a live stream. I'm not familiar with, or on a YouTube video. I think like somebody just said that there are, you know, beer channels, so I would imagine they drink. What is, I don't know what Zevia or Zevia is. Let's see here. I'm afraid to pour this Poland Spring stuff in here. It's kind of strong smelling. You know, I'm 41 now. I have to start thinking about a little bit healthier living. You know, you hit 40 and everything, you know, starts to break down, and suddenly you can't do all the things that you could do without popping something or straining something. Beanie Jaws, there's a new Jurassic World game coming out that I really want to play the heck out of. Do you think I should avoid even streaming it or make another channel for it? So, I would say, Beanie, I would probably make another channel for that if you're going to... do you think I should avoid even streaming it? Yeah, just because your channel is so focused on drawing... I would probably make a separate channel for it. That would be my personal opinion on it. It depends how you think people will respond to it. I would imagine the people that probably watch your content are somewhat interested in learning how to draw and may not find the same value in watching you play a game. So personally, I think I would probably go the route of a separate channel. I mean, I know they're both dinosaur related, but that's kind of a... I don't know if your subscriber base is necessarily dinosaur fans more than they are drawing fans, so you'd probably know that better than I would. So depending on which side of that you think people fall on kind of answers the question of whether or not you could stream dinosaur games on your dinosaur drawing channel. Oh, let's see. Ambi's Fresh Start, I made it. Was in an LOL game. I'm assuming that's League of Legends. Kinemaster, yeah, Kinemaster's a good one. Oh, Stevia sweetened soda. All right. $31. You got 9 years ago. Yep. Comfort living with reads. You do not look 41. I would have said late 20s. See, there's always opportunities to use the sound box, you know. And all right, so I'm gonna pour some of this stuff over my ice, and hopefully it doesn't taste the way it smells, because it kind of smells like cough medicine. Rodney B. Hunt is in the live stream. Good to see you. Kevin, Boston, after 40, everything starts going downhill. Yeah, it's just you can't do all the things that you used to do and not expect some type of stress against the body. So I figure, you know, I'll start doing all the healthy things and reclaim my youth, so to speak. And, you know, and I figure in a couple years I'll be doing this full time, and I'll have much more time to dedicate to that type of thing. Yeah, Harley says I'd expect the dino would be a sub niche niche of drawing, not drawing a sub niche of dinos. Yeah, I would probably agree with that. Aaron Jemison. So on this, normally for my live streams, I use Jemison. Sorry. Normally, or at least for my past 4, 5, 6, 7 live streams, I was live streaming with a Canon T7i DSLR. Had a problem with it recently, so right now I am live streaming with the Logitech C920 webcam. Let's see what this stuff tastes like. Doesn't taste horrible, but I think they went out of their way to make it smell fruity, and it's kind of a turnoff. Jason JV is drinking kombucha. All right, here we got some 20-somethings in there. Someone's only 16. I was 16 once. That was a pretty good year, not gonna lie. All right, and yeah, so I was playing with the Slobs version, the Streamlabs OBS, and I was really hoping that they would kind of add some general live stream kind of layouts. It's still kind of, they have like some really cool overlays and things you can use, but they're still heavily focused on gaming. So I mean, that, which is what kind of Streamlabs is primarily aimed at, but I think it would be cool if they could add some general kind of layouts. That was also another thing that I was thinking of kind of getting involved in, is creating some OBS live stream layouts as kind of like a thing to provide people. Welcome, Chris Conkle Vlogs. Says I'm 39. You have 35, 47, 11. Wow. Hopefully with proper parental permission. Let's see. Trying to see what that conversation, what's in 30 minutes or so? Anything good? So, how many of you guys know Boogie2988? He did, he came out with a video today on another video on the whole subscription feed change. For those of you who don't know, I recently did a video about it, how they were testing changing the subscription feed from chronological to optimized, where they kind of decide the order which it should be on. Let's see, Chris Conkle, please more stuff on OBS. My nemesis. Oh man, OBS is pretty easy. So I mean, it may not seem like it at the beginning, but once you get the feel for it, it's actually pretty fun. So I definitely need to make more OBS content. It's been really popular on my channel, and maybe I will do some, break out some other little things you can do, like some of the things that I've done on here as a way to, or maybe even some OBS and Streamlabs type videos to show you how you can implement some of the little features that they offer. Driving me crazy. 42 here. According to Douglas Adams, I am life, the universe, and everything. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I like all the feedback on doing more OBS stuff. For those of you who may not have seen the videos that I have done, there is a video out there on how to install OBS, how to go live on OBS, and also how to set up scenes in OBS. But I will do some more kind of round out those offerings in OBS. If there is a particular point that you have trouble with in OBS, let me know in the chat, and I'll take that into account when I'm kind of planning out, you know, what to cover next in OBS. Instant Replay, sorry I'm late, but glad I made it. Good to have you. I just saw somebody else that I thought just popped in. Didn't want to miss anybody. I see Useless Wizard Miniatures up there. Hello. Corey Fiasco, I think I got the Bemused. At Cricket. I have my live stream set up and ready to go. Any advice for getting rid of or over jitters to start? So, when you're first doing live streams, I don't remember, Aaron, do you do regular live streams? Are you ready? Are you saying that you're ready to do it for the first time? When anybody who's thinking about live streaming, but they're a little uncomfortable with the idea of going live, the way that I did it is, obviously I have all you great people here now who come and hang out on the live streams, so I don't actually plan a topic. I kind of let you guys direct the conversations on these particular live streams. When I first started, even on my other channel, The Average Dan, the way I got around the awkwardness or the fear of going live to crickets while smacking my mic here, was to plan content. And basically the way that works is you come up with a video idea, like you were going to make a regular video, and then you create, you know, they break that down into bullet points, and when you go live, you say hello to everybody, and then you do the content just like you were doing a video. You know, so I would come out and say, hi, welcome to Creator Fundamentals, do my spiel, you know, maybe even create a scene where I throw in my bumper with my logo and stuff and pop back, cover it just like I would. If you go back and you look at my very first live stream on this channel, I did it like I was recording a video. And actually it's also a kind of an additional content strategy where you use the front end of your live stream to simply produce information just like you were doing on a video. That way, if nobody shows up, you have content there. You have something to talk about with nobody to talk to, so you can cover the content just like you would as if you were looking at the camera for a video. At the end of your actual planned content, if you have people in live stream, then there's the opportunity to extend the live stream and interact with them and do that. If nobody shows up or you don't have a big audience and there's not a lot to talk about, you can do one of two things. You can leave the live stream as it is and call it a day. You can leave the live stream, actually one of three things. Leave the live stream the way it is, but also download it, trim off the front end that is all the content, upload it as a standalone video, and now you have two pieces of content that you've created. Or you can download the live stream if you're super uncomfortable with leaving it out there and do the same thing. Trim off the front, upload it as a video, and delete the live stream. Crickets. See, that would have been a good sound effect. I don't have crickets. Let's see. Kevin Boston, when is the community tab coming out for all the channels regardless of size? Any news on that? Last I've heard is that they were rolling it out to channels over 10,000. I have not seen a specific date as to when they are, and you know, YouTube never really gives you that information. They never say, hey, as of this date, everybody's going to have it. You usually find out about that stuff after the fact. So they haven't given a specific date about when everybody's going to get it or how they're going to roll that out, whether it's going to be phased based on size or anything else. So only time will tell in that regard. Zeri's World, Dan, what do you edit with? I edit with Premiere Pro. Prior to that, I edited with Filmora. Right, Aaron, ready for the first one? Yeah. If you do the content approach, it makes it a lot easier and less awkward. Because everybody runs into that. If people aren't expecting live stream or expecting you to do a live stream, then there's a good chance you may not get a lot of people. Elite Jamaica official channel, could you explain the community tab, please? So you have a let me remind myself what the tab is called before. Oh, the discussion tab. So most channels, when channels first start out, they have a discussion tab at the top of the, so you have like a home and videos and playlists and channels, etc. And then you have one that's called discussions, which basically lets you leave comments. Well, the community tab is something that they started rolling out recently. Over 10,000 subscribers. They rolled it out to bigger channels first. I recently got it on Creator Fundamentals shortly after I crossed 10,000 subscribers. But it's basically kind of an enhanced interaction, kind of a comment section, but it allows you to do things above and beyond normal comments. It allows you to create polls, share pictures, share videos, and it's just an additional way to communicate with your subscribers. Every time you post in the community tab, it goes out to all of your subscribers in the same way that new videos do. So it is a way for you to create additional engagement on your channel with your subscribers and kind of bring some of that communication that, you know, some of us have pushed off to Facebook and other platforms back on to YouTube itself. So it's definitely a great addition. Like you said, hopefully they'll get it out to more people. And for those of you who actually saw my community tab, I posted a little comment earlier this morning based on my horrible experience last night trying to get a video out on The Average Dan. So I recorded an entire video, and somewhere in the process, I started referring to what I was doing by the completely wrong terms. When for my other channel is an RV camping channel. So when you hook a camper up, there's a couple things going on. There is a weight distribution hitch, which has two bars that kind of mount. They basically help lift the middle of the camper and the car up and helps distribute the weight throughout. And then there's also a thing called a sway bar, which is kind of like this flat-looking shock that attaches. So when you have sudden movement like crosswinds on your camper, it kind of controls the sway of the camper. Well, the entire video I did last night, I kept referring to what I was doing as sway bars. I don't actually use the sway arm that comes with the camper because I find it completely annoying and not all that worth it. But in the entire video and even the metadata, when I searched it and built out all of my things, I had sway bars in my head. So I produced the whole video calling it sway bar. And then the first comment on the video when it went public last night at 1:30, which it had to go live at 1:30 because Premiere Pro crashed while I was working on the video and lost all my edits. And for some reason, it didn't, it wasn't auto-saving. Somehow I made it very, very angry because I had set Premiere Pro to output to my headphones, and then I unplugged my headphones while Premiere Pro was open. And it did bad things, and I had trouble with it. So any event, there was a very nice comment when I went live and said, I think those are called they're called weight distribution, and because I didn't actually use the sway arm in setting it up. So I put that one on private, and I need to fix it and fix my thumbnail and all that other stuff. So it was an absolute horrible night of editing in that regard. Let's see here. I just lost. And hang on 1 second here. I want to grab something. Let's see if I can pull this off. We'll do that real quick. Really? You're wow. Trying to make the cricket sound effect a reality, and these are the strangest sounding cricket sound effects I've ever heard in my life. That's pretty insane. Frog cricket chirps is what I'm getting here. That's just unfortunate. Well, I'll have to find a good one because there's like a million of them and none of them quite sound like crickets for some reason. All right. And we're scrolling here. Let's see. So what else did I got on here? I had... See how loud that is. No, I don't know. And crickets. You know, Beanie says having 16,000 subscribers, I probably won't get crickets. I probably should have started well before then because now I will get an audience. Live streams are kind of funny because it really depends on your particular audience, what kind of response you get on your live streams. I know channels that have a couple 100,000 subscribers that don't pull in the kind of live stream audience that we do here because you guys are awesome. So it's just kind of a mix of, you know, what your particular audience is like and whether or not it's at a time that, you know, they're available to come check it out if they happen to get the notification. Instant Ride Play, that's great suggestion, Dan. I did a live cold turkey and it wasn't a train wreck, but it was definitely awkward. Yeah, and the first ones are going to feel a little bit awkward, especially because you haven't done it before, but as you continue to do it, it gets much more relaxing and it becomes, you know, second nature. In fact, for me, it's much more, it's easier to do a live stream than it is to record an actual video just because there's not a lot of planning. I have the setup down to a somewhat of an art, so, or a science, however you slice it, where I can basically set up to do a live stream pretty quickly. With my setup now, I can schedule a live stream, do the thumbnail, and get live in probably 10 minutes. Just posted my third video today. Thanks for your videos. They've helped a lot. It says unboxing without a box. Awesome. Glad to hear that. The Green Scene, first live stream and got hit with a copyright for playing music in the background. Still waiting on it to be removed. Cricket says, chirp, chirp, bring me on, Dan. Magical Girl Caroline. Oh, darn, gotta go. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Corey Fiasco has Filmora. Yep, I use Filmora for quite a few videos. I still use it every once in a while if I'm trying to do, depending on what I'm trying to do, but my main editing is done in Premiere Pro now. Tom Nash says, hey, Dan, what's up? Like the setup a lot. Thank you. Thanks for joining the live stream. Car Galaxy Studio says I found a good one on audio blocks. Is that the crickets you found there? I'm actually looking on Audio Hero because you get, with the paid version of TubeBuddy, you get access to Audio Hero, which has a bunch of stuff that you can use. The only problem is that there's so much of it that it's kind of hard to find exactly what you're looking for. So you just kind of drill down and get there. Aaron says nothing like getting done with a video upload. Discovered there's no audio. Yeah, those kind of things are always fun. But last night was like a multiple whammy kind of event because everything kept going wrong. And I thought I was done. I was happy I was done at 1:30, and then the first comment was not so. I mean, it was perfectly polite and everything, but it was a little disheartening because I was like, you know what? You're right. And when you're right, you're right. So I posted this on Facebook, and I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but I'm curious. If you guys had $1,000 to improve your YouTube channel, how would you spend it? And when I see your answers, I'll tell you why I'm asking this question. No, I'm not giving away $1,000. But I am curious what you guys would do, how you would spend $1,000 to improve your YouTube channel. Where did it go? Let's see here. Lost my mouse. All right. Oh, there it is. Gonna give a nod. Oh, that's not where it was supposed to go. Coming through in the clutch. Let's see, put that there. And then I hop into here and we drag a new audio into there. Click on here, come in here, and then drum roll, please. Oh, yeah. We have the crickets. With a special thank you to Aaron for providing the crickets. There are your crickets, Cricket. So Beanie Draw says, $1,000 to improve. I'd do a second camera to go multicam and get some interesting drawing angles. Rodney B. Hunt says, have someone edit for a few months. STS Guy says, lighting camera and a Rode mic. Chris Conkle Vlogs says, market research. Doug Houston says, a camera. Green Scene, lighting, logo, and camera. Our Simplified Life camera. Mr. Akatak by a computer needs something for editing. Unboxing without a box, better lighting and set. Peldon says a good camera and mic. Shell and Beth TV says the G7X. I see camera, equipment, camera. So, let's see what else we got down here. Lighting, or likely some software lessons and program. Put out more content. Hire someone part-time. You know, the other thing, and I'll tell you guys, as long as you promise not to tell anybody, the other thing that I was working on is actually putting out an OBS course. You know, something that you can actually go through step by step with actual lessons and just a more thorough way to kind of learn the ins and outs of OBS and doing the whole live stream thing. So, Doug says we have a winner. I'm assuming that's in relation to the crickets, or either that or he's reflecting on the Cavs game. hard to tell. Let's see how that one. Not really a big NBA fan, but there's certain things that I'm curious about. So that one's only... So for anybody interested, the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers are currently in the second quarter, and Cleveland's up 35-28. So we'll see how that goes. Again, not a big basketball fan. I'm a baseball and football kind of guy, but LeBron's kind of hard to ignore. And Lolito Loca says, computer upgrade. It's been my bottleneck daily. Not sure $1,000 would do it. Yeah, you'd probably need a little bit more than that. Well, depends. But yeah, I would imagine you'd be up probably closer to get 1,500 to 2, depending on, you know, if you want to get a nice editing PC. I'm curious. So I just bought one last summer. And now you got me wondering what I paid for this thing. That's not the right one. All right. Zeri's World said camera lighting supplies to do video with. Instant Ride Play, spend 1K on training, how to improve my video quality. What did I miss? Net dropped. I don't know when your net dropped, so I'm not exactly sure what you missed, but I'd like to do a subscriber giveaways and contests as well as grow my community. I'd spend it on a new GPU. SDS guy says got the G7 today. Needs more subs out there in the live stream. Good to see you. Corey Fiasco, I need a stabilizer that supports my camera and lens. Canon 80D with Tamron suggestions. Depends on how much money you want to spend on a stabilizer, because there's a lot of different options there. And I mean, if you're looking for like a full gimbal setup, the DJI that they just came out with, I'm trying to remember what the heck it's called, but just look at, I think Peter McKinnon did a video about it. He just got it. And who was the other? Someone else also did it. It was, what's up everybody? Peter McKinnon here. Let's see what that thing was called. Oh, the DJI Ronin S. I think that's like $600 or $700. It's like a handheld gimbal, but then there's like some much cheaper ways you can go just for a nice stabilized shot. So kind of like that Steadicam setup. And Southern Bubba says set a room up for vlogging. I wish I could come up with a room for $1,000. But my house is very small. Sound software to improve audio, better microphone, more lighting, cool backdrop, talking head footage. So the reason that I asked that question, because I have recently been considering pulling the trigger on buying a Mavic Air, which is around $1,000. It's a little bit cheaper than that, but with the Fly More combo. But then that got me thinking, what else could I do with $1,000 besides buying a drone? So I've been kind of thinking about if there's something. I mean, I could buy a second camera. I could buy a second DSLR for that kind of money. So I've been kind of thinking about what would make the most sense to invest in my channel, like my channels. Because I'm also trying to expand the Average Dan as well and get some more vlogging type of content in there, which is where the drone would come in, because it's an outdoors camping type of channel. So I'm trying to think of what a good way to do that. how to invest that money. I do want to try to invest as I'm fortunate enough to have some funds that the channel itself generated. I want to make sure that it gets reinvested into the channel early, just to support its growth and, you know, the things that I really want to do in the future. So I want to put a good chunk back in as it comes in. You know, the one thing that nobody said, some people said training and stuff, but you take an event like Vid Summit out in Los Angeles. I mean, all things said, that'll run you more than $1,000. But if you live somewhere out there and you could drive to it, the tickets I think are like $700 or something. But that's a pretty cool experience for somebody who's interested in turning their YouTube channel into a business. Just because you're rubbing elbows with some very successful people on YouTube, and it's a great. Peter McKinnon, for example, is going to be speaking there, and this isn't like the kind of situation where they, I mean, to some degree. I mean, last year Gary Vee was there, and he kind of had a little bit of a celebrity treatment the way they brought him in. They didn't bring him in through the main entrance or anything, but it was still a situation where, you know, you could walk up to these people and have conversations with them. Gary Vee was kind of mobbed, you know, so I basically made my way up, took a picture with him, and moved on. But a lot of really successful YouTubers are available at these things to just have normal conversations with. I mean, last year Peter McKinnon was there. I didn't even know who he was. I didn't have a conversation with him. But there's a lot of people, a lot of channels there with over 1 million subscribers, and they're just like everybody else. So it's not like they walk around with a big sign on their head that says, "Hey, I'm a super tuber." I'd offer for YouTube to finish reviewing my channel and monetize. Yeah, no kidding. Definitely with you on that one. Dignity says Casey did a tech review on it as well. It cost $6.99. Driving lessons said I would pay you or Tim Schmoyer for a consult. Why not? I don't charge that much. Let's see. Peldon says I'd love a drone. Beanie Draws would work well for trailer footage. Drones on my list also, says Aaron. Yes, Mavic Pro or Air. Yeah, I mean, I have the T7i now. I could go out and buy. I think I can get the body, the 80. What's the 80D just the body go for? I feel like that's about $1,000. Let's see, 80D just the body. Yeah, you get the Canon 80D is $999 for just the body. I already have the lenses. Rodney says have somebody else edit for you so you can put out more content. See, my biggest challenge is that, yeah, I could probably do that. I mean, I could definitely get out more content that way. That's interesting. Yeah, so the Mavic Mama Bear's backpack says thousands cheap. It's more like 1,300 here. Where are you that it's 1,300? Because if you go to the DJI website itself, the Mavic Air with the Fly More combo is $999. And I've kind of, so I mean, I've upgraded the camera already. I have the Canon T7i, so that kind of does everything that I needed to do. It doesn't shoot 4K, but I don't really need 4K. I just recently bought the vlogging camera, which is the Sony X3000. That was a couple bucks, and I'm for the most part happy with my audio and stuff that I have set up here. I have the condenser mic that I use for my live streams, which is the MXL. Is it this MXL 770? I'm using the Zoom H4n Pro as the audio interface for that. I gotta look that up. Hang on. Let's see here. Really? That's amazing. So now I've got to see who owns it. No idea what that website meant, but anytime I come up with an idea or I have an idea for the future, one of the first things that I always do is I always go out and see if the domain name is available. Even if I'm not ready to act on it, I always like to secure the domain name so it's ready, so I can kind of put things in action and it kind of locks that up. Tom Nash said, Dan, love the Father's Day video. Thank you. It was definitely a change on the channel. Definitely a risk on the channel. I think so far it has resulted in the loss of 7 subscribers. But in the long term, I definitely want to start integrating more tech on the channel. And I thought that was kind of a good opportunity to introduce it. It was obviously a completely different style because I don't appear on camera on that particular video. Which obviously when I start to do actual tech videos, I certainly will be on camera. But I'm trying to figure out a good way to do that because my space, I need to come up with a revised studio because right now my studio is optimized to get in front of the camera and do videos and that sort of thing. But I don't really have a good space to sit down with a table in front of me with a nice backdrop and talk about products. So that's something that I'm trying to develop or come up with a way to do that. And once I do that, then I'm definitely going to try to get more of the tech kind of stuff mixed in. And it's going to be tech focused on YouTubers, not just tech in general. I'm not going to do a review of, you know, AirPods or anything like that. It's all going to be about you know, cameras and lighting and live streaming type equipment that is relevant to the streamers or YouTubers and live streamers. All right. La Lida Loca, I took some inspiration from you and did a cruising version of the Father's Day gift idea. Awesome. Now's the time. I mean, Father's Day in the U.S. is about 2 weeks away. Now's a great time to get a video out on the topic and allow it to pick up a little bit of steam heading up to Father's Day, which is, I'm hoping what the video that I put out is going to do. Right now, I'm A/B testing a couple versions of a thumbnail on that video to see how it does and see if I can find one that works. And there's a couple different things that video could potentially achieve if it gains any kind of traction. The other thing that I wanted to test on it, which Facebook is kind of killing me on, is it's also an affiliate link opportunity because it's products and there's affiliate links associated with them. So one of the other things I wanted to test is I uploaded that video directly to Facebook and wanted to promote it on Facebook, but Facebook had like some malfunction and it stuck the request in review, like the never-ending review, so I can't do anything with it over there, but wanted to throw a couple dollars on it and see how it worked in Facebook's world these days. Not to come back to YouTube at all, to be its own standalone thing, just as a product, you know, a product video leading up to Father's Day on Facebook. Because I still believe I don't do any marketing. I don't do any paid advertising for traffic to YouTube. I want to keep that all organic. Chris Conkle Vlogs, it's 13 up here in Canada. Is that the Mavic Air that's 1300? Let's see, everything's more north of the border. I did not know that. I got the Corsair gaming headset thanks to that Father's Day channel. It's great. Awesome. I got to see whether or not my wife might get that for me. Let's see. Lighting would be good. Everyone does cameras and mics, but few do lighting solutions. Kittens make great fathers. Yeah, I cannot do any more gifts or any more pets. Certainly not any as gifts. We have 3 dogs and a cat in our cozy little home, so wouldn't be able to go to or any way beyond that. Not to mention 2 kids. So one of the other thing that I put on that Father's Day list, which was really intriguing to me, and it might be the next lighting solution. I see everybody in there talking about good lighting. That kit, that double LED, the dimmable LED stand lights with the barn doors. I think it was like $260 for a pair of them. But those seem like a great thing because they're dimmable and adjustable, and you got the barn doors so you can kind of control the direction and intensity of the light. Those are definitely something that I want to pick up, and I just think it'll give you a lot more flexibility. What I'm basically using a softbox on one side as my main light, and my fill light is just an LED bulb and a lamp. It's that basic. Aaron James, mine comes out Friday. Thanks for the reminder. Yeah. See, when we had that conversation, I need to put out I want to put out an RV camping Father's Day video as well. That's kind of a good thing to do. I should. And well, yeah. And Harley says that Beanie Draws lighting makes a bigger difference than camera for image quality. Absolutely, because you can make up for a subpar camera with really good lighting. Still looking for a good lighting solution for drawing. Peldon said I made own Diva light. It was great until the cats chewed it. $35 down the drain. Yeah, the Father's Day video was definitely kind of an affiliate test. Because I have a lot of videos on my other channel, The Average Dan, that every video on that channel has affiliate links, and I've gotten mixed results depending on the time of year and what's going on. So always like to kind of tweak that and try to find some good ways to drive traffic to the affiliates. Uh-oh. 7 cats, 20 chickens, and a dog. That is quite the collection. I wish I knew who did that. Somebody did an excellent video on lighting, and it wasn't even expensive lighting, but it was amazing how nice the quality they were able to do. And one of the things that they did that I don't actually do, he had kind of a darker setup, but he kind of had a darker background, but he put a light behind his chair, like directly behind his chair, that kind of shined up, and it created really good depth. There is a tiny little fly flying around. That one light that he put behind his chair, of all places, I think he actually attached it to the back of his chair. It created really good depth. Let's play RC and Hobby. Hey, Dan, how are you? I am doing well. How are you? Good to see you guys in the stream. All right, here. And All right. What was the other? So another interesting thing that I asked on the community tab on YouTube, I posed the question, what is holding you back on YouTube? And I'm going to get you, you little fly. One little fly. Don't know where you came from, but I don't think you're going to make it back there. What is holding you back on YouTube? And I provided the options of time, money, lack of skills, lack of gear or equipment, or nothing's holding me back. And interestingly, the top answer on that question, and if you guys haven't answered that on there, definitely let me know what you think is holding you back on YouTube by answering it in the chat below. Elite Jamaica official channel, just sub to your other channel. We'll check out the videos after the live stream. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. But what is holding you back on YouTube? And the number one answer by kind of a long shot was time. And I definitely know the struggles of time, obviously having a full-time career and family and doing all of my YouTube activities basically from 9 p.m. to midnight. So that kind of got me thinking, would you guys be interested in videos that help you make better use of your time or find ways to be more efficient with the time that you have? It's hard with time because time is such a... Time can be kind of an easy excuse for some people, and other people legitimately have, you know, much less opportunity to do stuff. So, and it just kind of becomes an interesting analysis of whether you really don't have time or maybe you don't have an efficient process. So there is an opportunity to streamline that and kind of, you know, get back time, or whether you're just super busy and you have 3 jobs and you barely have time to sleep kind of thing. But for those people who maybe just don't have a process in place that is efficient enough or can be more efficient to really help them be able to put out content in the best way possible, then that may be an opportunity to create some content to kind of give some feedback on how, you know, some of the things that I've done. Because quite honestly, I had times when I was trying to use a green screen and I would set the green screen up in my living room because that's the only place I had room for it. And the thought of time stopped me very often from doing a video because, okay, to do a video, I got to set up the green screen. I got to come up with the topic. I got to film in front of the green screen, make sure my lights are right. And this is a situation that I couldn't leave it there. I had to set it up each time. And for those of you who worked with a green screen, it can be kind of a challenge to get your lighting right. So when you're looking at the daunting task of setting up your studio, recording, then editing, and making sure everything is perfect, first of all, you have the opportunity to make mistakes and have stuff turn out not good, which may lead to having to re-record it or other issues, or forgetting to turn your mic on. Those kind of things can often lead people to feel like they just don't have time to do all that. So one of the things that was important to me was the idea of finding more efficient ways to record. I wasn't super happy with recording where I am now because I had a white background behind me with just random things hanging on the wall, and it didn't really work as good as it should for the channel. So I had to kind of commit to coming up with a way to streamline this process and be able to just turn the camera on and go. Car Galaxy Studios, Dan, the Elgato green screen solves that issue. Just got mine. I'm not familiar with the Elgato green screen. I got to check that out. We will take a peek here. But one of the things that I did was just commit to actually coming up with an efficient process and a set studio in this tiny little corner that I have that I'm working on right here. So I'm just looking at the Elgato green screen that you just mentioned. I actually ended up moving to something that I would probably say I might even prefer it to the Elgato green screen, which is basically it's no, Elgato makes a bunch of different stuff. Elgato does the cam link, which I use to connect my DSLR for live streaming. They make the Stream Deck that I have to have all that push button technology. In this case, it's an actual green screen that kind of looks like an upside down projector screen. It pulls up from the ground instead of the bottom, but it's a green screen, which is nice and compact and everything. But ultimately what I did, let me see if I can actually, if I can show it to you. Let me see if I can wander here. Hang on just a second. Is vintage average Dan shirt. But anyway, I just wanted to show this to you. This, although it's a little bit dusty, this is actually my green screen. It is one of the spring-loaded pop-up green screens. As you can see there, I don't know if I can get the thing there. That is my green screen. Not that I use it much anymore, but this setup here is so much nicer than the what I had before, which was basically like a big stand and you had to hang it up and it got wrinkled and everything. Well, this pops open, and it's nice and taut, and you don't have any wrinkles or anything to deal with. And it was just super handy when I was doing the green screen, and it definitely helped in that regard. Let's see here. And I want to say, I'm just going to look it up real quick, because that Elgato green screen looked like it was like $160, and these pop-up ones are a lot cheaper than that. So let me show you here. And where are we at? We want to go. Oh. So this guy right here, that is actually that green screen that I just showed you. If you want to look at it on Amazon, it's $40. And it has green, it's a green screen on one side, a blue screen on the other, and it is 5 foot by 7 foot, so it'll pop out real quick. You can buy a separate stand for it, which is just like a single light stand with a little clip on the top that it kind of hangs from. Or in a pinch, you can just lean it up against something. Anna Mana says, I tried the craft store approach, getting the green screen, getting the right colors, time consuming. Yeah, that can certainly be a challenge. Because at one point, that was something that I considered. I was just going to paint the wall behind me green. But yeah, that green screen that I linked to, it's a nice pop-up. It kind of twists up and goes into a little round container, just like the one I just showed you. And it's $40.99. If you're looking for a green screen. But for me, and what I do, I found it was much easier to try to come up with a solid background like the one I have here, which is, unfortunately, no, it's not real brick. It's actually textured brick paneling. Sorry to ruin the illusion. Hope I haven't crushed your sense of reality. Origin SEO and YouTube creator says, why is it always got to be green? It doesn't. It can also be blue. No, a forest would not work as a green screen. Yeah, $40. $40 US. Where? Yeah, because the idea behind a green screen is that you need to light it evenly. So it basically presents as a single color, and you basically choose that particular color to drop out of the back of your video, and it becomes transparent. So when you have the layer that is your image and then the green screen behind it, you're basically deleting the background using the green screen, and you can put anything you want behind you, whether it's a still image or a video. You can actually do that feature exists in OBS. So if you have a green screen, you can actually use the OBS software to drop you can set up the chroma key in there and drop your background and be able to do some layering and a 3D or the green screen effect right within the OBS software. So if you look at the early videos on Creator Fundamentals, you'll see that I think I used a couple different. Let's see what the really early videos were. I had one, I don't even know whose it was, because there was a video or a green screen or a background that it was kind of like a metallic looking YouTube background. I used that for a while when I was doing the green. I think that was the last backdrop I used when I was doing the green screen. I also tried to create a dynamic background using lights and shadows and all kinds of things, but it was just too hard to maintain in my living room because that was the only place that I had where I could set up to have some depth. All right. Oops, get over there. Just bear with me for a sec. I'm trying to organize some windows here. But yeah, definitely the earlier videos were green screen. Let's Play RC and Hobby rebranded my entire channel after Dan's review and advice last week. Wow. Oh, yeah, I see some changes there. Oh. I just dropped the little hot shoe attachments that I bought recently. Let's see, videos. Nice. Love the recent podcast with YouTube Creator Hub. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. And thank you for the super chat. Yeah, for those of you guys who, I should find... I wonder if I can find a link to that. I don't think I shared a link to that. For those of you who don't know, Dusty Porter does a podcast that's available on iTunes called YouTube Creator Hub. I've actually been a guest on that podcast twice. Let me wonder if I can find. If I can find the link here. Let's see. Podcast downloads on iTunes. Can I do a search on? Let's see here. If I do YouTube Creator Hub, does that work? We'll figure it out. And I bet you if I do this, this will show me exactly where to go, right? Right on the website. I just want to see which episode it is. Podcast. It's YouTubeCreatorsHub.com is his. Oh, that was actually the last podcast. So if I can grab this for anybody who is interested, that's a big URL right there. But the link that I just shared is the most recent podcast from YouTube Creators Hub. And I had the pleasure to have a conversation with Dusty Porter on his podcast. And we talked about building a community outside of YouTube and the things that you can kind of do to spread your, spread your reach and, grow your community. So definitely check that out if you haven't, and subscribe to his podcast. We have some stuff, Dusty and I, that are going to be coming out in the future. Good guy. So definitely check that out as well. Good night, Cricket. Have a good one. All right, so I'm going to take a look at a couple channels here. All right. And all right, so let's get the old channel review screen. Make sure it looks pretty good here. That looks slightly reset from home. Not really thrilled the way that's fitting. Let's make this a little bit. All right, then. All right, so we are going to take a look at a channel. And I'm guessing that this is pronounced Anamana. You can let me know if I've messed that up. But tips, tricks, and tutorials for JRPGs and co-op online games. What is the... What does the J stand for? I'm not familiar with JRPG. Let me know. In any event, I'm sure the people who are interested know exactly what that means. Got your little beard logo going on here. Looks like everything should fit pretty well on mobile. Take a look at your videos. That looks like a live stream. That's a live stream. So the couple things that I notice here is, and I see this a lot with gaming channels, is that there's always a big interest in using the logo or the artwork for the game that you're playing. The problem is that a lot of times it's hard to make that logo the way it exists pop off the page or be viewable because of the colors and the background colors. So at this size, even at this size, which is going to be smaller on mobile, it's really hard to make to see these logos. This Final Fantasy, whatever they're up to now, is that Final Fantasy XV. There's way too many Final Fantasies. In any event, these recent videos don't really include anything that I would identify as being branding for your channel. I see. Is that squished in there? Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I would try to get that. That is super hard to see and read. And it's going to be difficult for people to associate this with your channel. I would try to make your branding a little more prominent. And quite honestly, you don't need the beard and the name. You could probably just include the beard logo and develop some brand recognition and have people recognize that it is in fact your content. So I would probably make that more prominent, just so people can make that connection and recognize that it's your content. I would also think heavily about how to deal with these logos if you want to use them so they actually stand out from the background. I mean, you could do a black bar that kind of shoots in from the left or right or above and below. That kind of provides a backdrop to that, so it kind of pops and you can actually read what it says. Or maybe even try to drop some kind of shadow or silhouette around the logo itself so you can actually see it. Like that's a size, this is kind of a size of that logo that starts to make sense and starts to be identifiable. If you dropped the Animana and just made the beard your logo and maybe consistently put it in the lower left-hand corner or somewhere, then you could definitely develop the brand and make people familiar, get people familiar with that as, you know, your brand identifier, so people would be able to find your content that way. Now I want to look, let's see here. We did and then here. Refresh to get that to pop up quicker. Good. So you're targeting your keyword phrases. Let's see. FFF comrades. So that looks good. I would probably, though, best farm. Okay, best experience. Yeah, I guess from there to there, you essentially have a keyword phrase match. Right? Best comrades, best experience farm. Okay. So that is good. And you got your playlists, I would imagine. Playlist. Bunch of playlists. Tons of playlists. Hop over to your channel and make sure you're making use of those. Not a big fan of the vertical. Couple things. I'm not a big fan of the actual playlists, that are auto-generated, like the upload. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Stop it. And I'm also not a fan of vertical playlists because there's really no need to show the description of a video in this area. You really want to get as many thumbnails and titles available as possible so people can see your content and find other content that's meaningful to them. If you're going to do something like a created playlist thing, I would save that for the very bottom. And again, this is these vertical playlists, I would try to replace those with the horizontal ones, just because I think it's a much better use of space. And if you can't convince somebody to watch your video with your thumbnail and your title, throwing visibility to your part of your description is probably not going to close the deal either. So that's why I personally like the horizontal playlists. It's just a lot of your content in the least amount of space possible without a lot of extra distractions, and it just allows them to kind of scan your content and determine whether or not you got something that matters to them. So that's what I would suggest in that case. Jump in the chat here real quick. All right. Just catching up on chat. Let me take a peek here. All right. And alrighty. Got a couple more channels in the mix here. Yeah, I mean, I think in a lot of cases in terms of what like copyright claims is going to have a lot to do with the company who actually owns the content and whether or not they are going to choose to stop things from being used. I mean, I would think, at least hopefully I would imagine, that some gaming companies would have the foresight to realize that YouTubers doing videos about their content helps promote their content, but only time will tell how everybody actually responds to that and whether they get good, whether they feel they want to continue to allow creators to use their stuff without permission. Hopefully maybe some of them will at least create a path for people to request permission so they can say, yeah, you got 50,000 subscribers. Maybe I want you to use my stuff versus, you have a channel with some questionable content. Maybe I don't want you to, that kind of thing. But driving lessons by BMS Dan. How do you get the black background when viewing YouTube channels? That is dark mode on the new version of the new display of YouTube, and it is available in, if you click on the your icon in the upper right hand corner, if you're in the new version, one of the options, it says dark theme, you can turn it on. If you're not in the new version, let me see what this thing is here to get to the new version. Somewhere on the old version, they give you the option to switch over to the new version. I don't have a browser in the old version at the moment to be able to explain or to show you where that is, but I'm sure somebody that has in there, Doug Hewson, might know exactly what that looks like to click on, what you got to click on to get to the new version of YouTube. And we're going to grab our chat. trying to line up some channels to look at here. We don't need mine open. All right, we are going to take a look at the next channel here. All right, so the next channel we are going to look at, let me get that kind of situated the way I want it in there. All right, that kind of works. We are looking at Driving Lessons by Big Mac Sam. So I think the name of the channel seems pretty straightforward. For the most part, your channel art is readable. I might go a little bit lighter on that and maybe throw kind of a drop shadow or something on the text just to kind of make it pop off the back a little bit. But just because there's some areas, some lighter areas where it gets kind of a little muddy, but it's certainly readable, so we can go for that. And just for, I might even go, I mean, just the way this is kind of formatted, I would probably do Driving Lessons by Big Mac Sam, or even by BMS, you know, based on how you have it here, or how you have it here. But it's kind of awkward to do your carriage return here after big. So you might want to get, you know, after Driving Lessons, carriage return, get by Big Mac Sam below that, and kind of play with that a little bit, see how that works. And let's take a look at your about section and see exactly. Hello, my name is Sam, also known as Big Mac Sam. All right, so certified driving instructor of New York State. So this is kind of one of the things that I see often, and I love the background information that people provide in their description, but I think that you should lead with the focus of your channel and then provide backdrop. I'm always a fan of headline first, which basically means give the people what they're looking for in the shortest amount of time and space as possible. So if somebody wants to know what your channel is about, tell them what your channel is about, and then give backstory. So if somebody's just trying to figure out what your content is going to be, you want to lead with that and say, hey, I make videos about this, 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 and this. Or I do, you know, crazy things that happen while being a driving instructor. Something that's to the point and concise and short, kind of like a summary of what you're going to go into, and then you can kind of expand on, do your intros, your background, and give all that information. But I would probably have my first couple sentences of my description get right to the point of the type of content that I'm actually going to supply. So, and it looks like Chris Conkle Vlogs taking over the stream, boss. Thank you so much for that super chat. I appreciate it. For those of you who are new to live stream and you have not been with us before, I think I just sat on my, or put my hand on my headphone remote. Just jump over here real quick. So, if you're new to the live stream, we do this thing called Stream Boss. As you notice up in the left-hand corner, it now says Chris Conkle Vlogs. That is his YouTube channel, of course, and his icon. We do a thing with Super Chat where you can become the Stream Boss. Whoever it is that knocks off the current Stream Boss or brings that health bar down to 0, claims the spot of Stream Boss and basically has their channel name and everything displayed up there in the upper left-hand corner, and you stay there until till somebody else basically kicks you out of there. So thank you very much, Chris Conkle Vlogs, for the super chat as well. And congrats to him for taking over the Stream Boss. I've been working on little sound effects for when you get close to the Stream Boss. Finish him. Still a work in progress because I got to find some more sound effects. But back to what we got going on here. I want to take a look at your videos. All right, so a couple things here. Color scheme wise, you're generally in the same area, although the yellows that you're using down here are different than the yellow in your channel art. I tried to keep those consistent. I mean, color can be a strong brand identifier, and you want to try to get them on the same page in that regard. Like from a enticement point of view, I probably wouldn't throw in the not too bad though. Let people, if give them a reason to come. I mean, don't make sure that you're honest and not misleading. But if it was an actual accident, which it looks like based on the thing that you're providing, I would just call it that and let them come and see what it's all about. I don't know what too mall means. Another thing to consider when you are, developing your thumbnails and titles and everything is consider who your audience is. Who is the person that you're trying to speak to? In this case, I would assume the person is not me because I don't know what too mall means. If there is a population out there who knows what that means and that is your intention to reach out to them, then that might be effective. But I don't know what that means. And again, on your thumbnails, all this, watch this, I would just say near miss and let them come and see if they want to see what it was. I would also try to reduce the amount of text that you're putting on your thumbnails. Don't get too wordy. Definitely don't need to repeat your entire title on your thumbnail. You're just trying to create something that's interesting for people to be curious about, to want to click on. Again, same thing. Did she pass a road test? Did she pass a road test? I wouldn't put all that text on your thumbnails. And then you have your icon here, which I'm assuming this is you, but there's nothing up here that really identifies as you. If you are, Big Mac Sam and that's what the channel is about, then you should definitely have a cutout of your headshot up here to show everybody who Big Mac Sam is and let them know that you're an integral part of your channel. Looking at your home screen there, click it again. All right. Driving lessons, scrolling. And again, as you develop content, let me see how many videos you got going on here. All right, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Certainly enough in there for a couple. Oh yeah, look at that. We got, oh, these are other people's videos and these are your videos, I'm assuming. Only because I recognize Ed Bassmaster there. Bart'll do. Yeah, I would try to get some playlists created. I would also try to get those playlists displayed as horizontal playlists on your homepage so people can see more of your content and decide whether or not they are interested in subscribing to your channel and watching more of what you do. All right. And again, thank you to Chris Conkle Vlogs. Now that I'm back in the chat, the super chat was towards the Mavic Air. I appreciate it. Thank you. Beanie Draw says, I kind of wish it was driving lessons with Big Mac Sam. That might be a good change to consider. Brad Draws, hello to you. Welcome. All right. here. All right, we are going to do take a little peek here. Yeah, so it does look like Doug went out and identified. Yeah, do you talk about, Doug, how to get to the new version first? Does the dark theme appear in the old version somewhere in a drop-down? Because I know I'm in the new version, and it, like you said, it's in the right-hand side in the drop-down, but you got to get to the new display first, unless it's all one selection in the old thing. I don't remember. Right, Beanie Jaws, the drop shadow would be clutch there for sure. All right, and we're scrolling. You know, it definitely doesn't make for good live stream for me just sitting here reading your comments, but I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. So bear with me for just a moment. Make sure I'm kind of perusing everybody. I know some people get really upset when you miss their comments, but I try not to just sit here staring at the screen. So, all right, so we're going to take a look at the next channel that we're going to look at here. I like this channel. This has some really good examples that we will share with you. And this channel is Three Tails RV. This is Aaron in the chat. And I love what he is doing with his channel art and his branding. Every once in a while you come across a channel and you just go, yeah, this is exactly what you should be doing. In terms of, he has very clear branding. He's Three Tails RV. He's got the dog logo going on up there. It's easy to read. If I had any feedback on the channel art itself, I might make the tagline or the subheader a little less wordy and do something like I do believe we have a typo, but I would probably do no. I lost it. Hang on a second. We shot off the darn screen here. Gosh darn it. When you have 600 tabs open and you click on the wrong tab, you're pretty much in trouble. All right. I got to close the ones I already looked at too. Get back over there. Stay. Good dog. All right. So yeah, I might do like RV product reviews, DIY tips and tricks rather than all of this wording. And I also think accessory there has a typo in it. But otherwise, the branding is just on point. You got the same color scheme that we got going on up here. The logo of the dogs is brought into the thumbnails. Aaron is part of his branding. You can see him here. You can see him in all of his thumbnails. Maintains the same consistent color schemes and look. Has the horizontal playlists with the full descriptions. And looking good. Yeah, I mean, this is exactly the way that you want to go. Hop in here. DIY section. Plethora of videos, chock full of easy to follow RV projects, etc. So yeah, I mean, definitely on definitely on point in terms of delivering a clear idea of what you got going on there. I want to see. Okay. Trying to get back to the chat there. Jumping in the chat. Comfort living with the reads. Do you have to have a logo? No, you don't have to have a logo. Especially if you're somebody who appears in your videos, you can kind of be your branding. I mean, technically I created a logo for this channel, but I never use it. I used it for a very short period of time and then I got rid of it. All right. Bear with me a moment here. Let's see who else we got going on up here. Got that one taken care of. We did that one. All right, so the next one we're going to look at here is comfort living with the reads. Now, a couple things kind of jump out here. The way in which you're presenting information up here, I might kind of rework this a little bit. In the sense that it's kind of in reverse order of what you would expect to see. So it'd be comfort living with the reads, couponing made easy, new videos weekly is probably how I would present this information. I would also try to create, when you in a situation where you've created a cutout like this, that was like part of a square image, I would try to position your cutout in such a way that you're not leaving the edges just floating out here. And a couple ways you can do that, because this kind of it's hard to tell because the image is so dark exactly what. It just seems kind of long there. So you might even just be able to edit this and kind of bring, kind of sculpt this a little bit down to the edge so you're not left with this harsh edge, and then reposition your cutout so that it drops to the bottom edge of this, just so you're not, like I said, with this kind of area out here. I would also, like I said, I would probably focus on comfort living with the reads, and then like a subline of couponing made easy, and then, new videos daily. The other thing you can do, which you've kind of done here, and one of the things that I've done before, is when you have the chopped off head image like you have here, if you, curve that down and then take, for example, you do comfort living with the reads up at the top, maybe you move your head down so that goes over the top of your head, you do couponing made easy, and then maybe under the bottom edge of your image, you do this new videos daily with some kind of outline over it. So you use it kind of like the reads is right here. It masks the bottom edge of this, but you want it to cover the entire bottom edge, so you're not left with this corner thing kind of floating out there. So also the thing that I noticed on your channel is you have this light blue background up here, kind of a gray background over here, and then we're jumping into white and yellow in your thumbnails. So I think you really want to get some branding on your thumbnails, and you also want to, I see most of the yellow comes from the Dollar General. I would try to come up with a consistent theme across all of your thumbnails that matches what you're doing up here. I don't know if you're, you know, how you came to choose blue up here, if that's the color that you want to be your branding color. I would try to get that dropped behind your image over here as well. And I would try to incorporate that blue color into your thumbnail somehow, and maybe, you know, get a headshot on there. Something that kind of tie all your branding together, identify your content as yours, because people aren't going to be able to look at these two thumbnails and know that they're both from your channel without searching for the actual channel name and making that determination. So anyway, you can kind of present your stuff. I mean, you can still do your Dollar General and your Family Dollar thing, but you want to do them within the context of a branded thumbnail to your channel. It can't just be all about the brands that you're talking about, or your brand gets lost in the mix. Let's see what you got for playlists. Couponing Family Dollar, couponing CVS, couponing General Dollar. Okay. So you basically have it broken down in some regards to the stores. Bunch of stuff going on here. Take a look at your home page. Stop that. Probably going to get a copyright strike there for my ESPN app alerting me in the background. Yeah, I would definitely get some of your playlists listed out on your homepage as well, instead of just the ones that are the default ones. You know, and then make sure you have full descriptions on your playlists as well. And if you're not familiar with that, you basically come to this here to edit your homepage, and at the bottom a little button appears to add a section, and then you select single, playlist, horizontal, and you're good to go. And hi guys, thanks for stopping by, checking out the channel. We are all about our family. We are, God bless children. All right, so that's when the meat of what you're doing starts in your description. Like I said, it's my personal preference to lead with the headline. And in this case on our channels, to me, the headline is what it is that we're doing, why people should care about our channel, and what we're going to offer to them as value. So in this case, you're offering tips and the learning process of couponing. So I would lead with that and then dive into your family background and all of that information that helps people get to know you better. All right. And we're going to stop that. And we're going to pop back over here. All right. All right, so the next channel we are going to look at is Peldon. Just a Girl and Her Life. So the first thing that jumps out, and I kind of, you know what, I bet you that is going to work out pretty interestingly. Give me a moment because I just want to take a look, but I think if I think this is going to display the way I think it will, then it's actually kind of clever. So bear with me while I pull this up on mobile. Almost. So I thought you were kind of onto something really cool here, but it doesn't quite line up on mobile the way that I would like it to, but it kind of gave me an idea. So, and I don't know if somebody tried to do this and it didn't quite work out that way. The alignment of your channel art, the first thing that popped into my head when I looked at your channel art is, hey, your face is in your channel art, but it's going to get cut off of your mobile display. But then I was like, you know what? On mobile, you don't really need your image because it takes your icon and it overlays it over your channel art. So if this was moved, so on mobile, you actually get cut off right about at your eyeball here. So if this center information was actually all, from here was pushed over to about here, and then you put your image up here, it would kind of be a creative way to have your face in your channel art for desktop, but then when you go to mobile, you wouldn't end up having the duplicated face because this would get pushed off to the side and this would get pushed up here. Just the other problem with this is that this is not, and I keep there. So this right here would get pushed up to here. All of this would get pushed over to right about here. And then you put your face over here. And then when you went to mobile, you wouldn't see your face. It would get cut off nicely right about here. And then your icon would appear somewhere over here. The only challenge with that is you would have to rework this information because right now your icon is covering up pretty much all of this bottom sentence and most of this, plus the left side of this is also getting cut off on mobile as well. So, but that has the potential to be a pretty cool approach to not duplicating your icon and your face in your channel art. It's kind of a creative way to be able to get your branding in your channel art and create a really thought out mobile version as well. So the other thing that I notice is that your art kind of cuts off the bottom of the area. I don't know if maybe you did this before in the old version of YouTube, because I think the dimensions kind of changed a little bit. So that might have used to fit, but maybe it doesn't quite fit now. So that's also something to consider. Home of Dobby the kitten. Is that like, are you the precious kind of Dobby the kitten? But you got your color scheme locked in terms of what you're doing with your channel art and your actual thumbnail, so that is good. I would say what you want to try to do, if you can, is try to get like a drop shadow or some outline or something behind your text here to kind of make it pop off a little bit better than it is right now with the white against the tan. But otherwise, you are certainly staying true to the branding elements that you've chosen, and people are really going to be able to identify your content as coming from your channel. And we make sure we got, I would just get descriptions on your playlists. Kind of get that all, get those all filled out so people are, your playlist, the titles of your playlist should also be kind of come up or made just like a title for a video, because they can show up in search. So think about that and the descriptions as things that can actually pop up in search when you're creating them. And about Peldon, my cat Dobby, and my other animal help me make it through life with a modicum of sanity. Lost any shred of sanity long ago. All right. So it's basically like a vlogging type channel covering a variety of content. Got beauty, unboxing. Looks like a general chat kind of thing going on as well, jewelry and stuff, etc. So the branding definitely works. People can, associate the things with your channel. If I was going to add anything to the thumbnails, I might want to consider somehow incorporating your face on the thumbnails as well as the other things that you're using on the thumbnails. But otherwise, I think those can easily be associated with your channel and content. All right. Yeah, I got to do a better job of announcing my intentions. But I intentionally don't tell you how I'm picking the channels because unfortunately there is always a situation where people dive into the live streams late and then ask for channel reviews like 1,000 times. So I'm trying to reward some of the people that I know and I've seen in chats before, who have been here for a good part of the live stream. And plus, I also look at the channels ahead of time and decide whether it's valuable to everybody to do a channel review. If I look at your channel and it looks like you are brand new and you haven't watched videos and tried to implement some best practices, then you're probably not going to end up on the channel review, because I think it's much more beneficial for you to watch some videos and implement some things before you actually get a channel review, because it's not going to be all that helpful if you haven't started to learn the basics. You're welcome, Comfort Living with Reads. Dan, this thumbnail is not going to work for mobile. Which thumbnail are you referring to, Tom? Oh, she might have some, yeah, some of these. I assume Tom is referring to some of like this 20 random facts about me. That's going to be very difficult to read on mobile. The other thing you need to consider, don't be super wordy in your thumbnails. This almost looks like it might be a template like a Canva or one of those kind of things that you might be using to do your thumbnails. But just keep in mind, less words, and certainly not really small words, because they're just simply not going to be readable on a mobile device. Kevin Boston asks, what publicity stunts are effective for small channels? I don't recommend any publicity stunts. I personally am of the belief that the channels that focus on publicity stunts and doing outrageous things for attention are what's wrong with YouTube, only because inevitably those people continue to have to up the ante to stay relevant. And when you create that foundation, you set yourself up for just a world of trouble. You got, the challenges and pranks and all those other things that have gone wrong and hurt people. You have that couple where the girlfriend shot the guy in the chest through a book because they thought the book was going to stop it. All those kind of crazy things that people who go down the path of trying to do stunts and outrageous things to grow their YouTube channel, at some point that's going to end very poorly. So I'm not a big fan of channels whose entire focus is trying to be outrageous, because at some point they're going to desensitize their audience and they're going to continue to do more and more stupid things, kind of like what we've seen recently in the woods by certain YouTubers, that it's just it just gets ridiculous. So definitely wouldn't try to do anything crazy like that to promote your channel. I see. Did I put that on here? Let's see. This is my Doug Hewson holding down the fort, dropping the hammer as a moderator. Sound effect. Yeah, Beanie. Beanie says publicity stunts are okay if they're smart, clever, and witty. I could buy that in some cases, but like he said, rarely are they clever or witty. Yeah, it's usually just impatient people who do really ridiculous things to get attention, and that stuff can kind of be like, I'm not a big fan of pranks, only because the pranks that they tended, there was, what was it, like him versus her, or boyfriend versus girlfriend. The quote unquote pranks they used to do to each other were like physically harming each other. It was like absolutely crazy. It's like, hey, I'm gonna put canola oil on the floor and watch you slip on the tile and slam your head in the ground. Woohoo! That's just pure craziness. All right. Yeah. Canva, we'll remember that. Yeah, Logan Paul. Oh, Logan Paul was a mistake on his part. It was not. Oh, it was 100. It was 500% a publicity stunt. It wasn't just a mistake. That Logan Paul is that's like his whole thing. Yeah, I'll send you them, Doug. Let's see. So Origin says, yeah, go to Walmart, act like a monkey. I promise people would laugh a lot as long as it's funny and you don't get fined. Yeah, I mean, when you do stuff like that, you know, when somebody's trying to run a business, and I know I sound like a, get off my lawn kind of guy, but when somebody else is trying to run a business, even if it's a big corporation like Walmart, and you're using their place of business as a way for you to get attention, it's kind of, it's kind of borderline in that regard. I guess if you don't create a huge disruption, it's not horrible. Maybe you're a kid who yodels in Walmart. I don't know, but just something to consider. Yeah, I'm not, against being funny or weird in public. It's just drawing the line of some of the people are just ridiculously outrageous, and they either put other people in harm's way, or they make other people the butt of their YouTube videos, and those kind of things. Just there was one really weird dude who was pretending to he was dumping water on random people. And he always did it to girls. I don't know if he ended up being staged or whatever it was, but Ready, Set, Bo. I can't watch Logan or Jake. They're such a bad influence on the platform. The problem with those kind of YouTubers is their audience is kids, and the last thing you want to do is show kids that that's the right way to become popular on YouTube. All right, if you could teach my cats to clean, I would be rich. Yeah, that would be a great YouTube channel. You're a real estate whisperer. Sorry, I always show up late. Good to have you anyway. Well, yeah, people always, yeah. I mean, you look at the Logan Paul situation, and he didn't just create the thumbnail. Somebody had to edit that video, so it's not like they just wandered through the woods and then they popped up the video footage they had. Somebody edited the whole thing, and then they had to decide to upload it. So it was a very much on purpose. Yeah, I like H3. Is Mr. Beast the guy that just like says words over and over again 10 million times on camera? Or no, he was the guy, I think I saw him where he went to random live streams and made large donations. But I think he was. What? Somebody let me know if you know if Mr. Beast is the guy that does that. Like, I'm just going to say the word banana 4 million times on a live stream. Was that Mr. Beast or someone else? All right, let's see where we're at on the old list here. Why? You know what? You're going to get taken off the screen because you don't work. There we go. My little view counter doesn't seem to want to be current. All right, who we got next here? We did that one. And who we got? That's not it. That's not it. All right, so the next channel up for review is it Zari's World or Zari's World? In any event, this is Zari's World. We got some green going on up here in the header, pink in the icon. Got an intro here, uploads. All right, so a couple things here. First thing, just something that you want to do for YouTube is we got, where are we at here? We have 4. Looks like you just started recently. Cool. Always film your videos for YouTube in landscape format and not portrait. Portrait works on other platforms like Instagram or Snapchat. But for YouTube, you definitely want to do the landscape photos this way versus these. I see whatever software or whatever you're using to do it kind of creates that background that it kind of compensates for that. But whenever possible, definitely do the horizontal videos for YouTube. The other thing I would say with, I'm assuming, let's see what you got written in your about section. My name is Nazariel, and on this channel, I will be doing pranks, experiments, vlogs, gaming, anything. So it looks like you're doing a general vlogging type channel. A couple things I would say are try to come up with like pick a color rather than doing pink down here and green up here. I would also say try to I would probably just go, instead of having the pink here with the little picture, try to do a close-up of your face and use it as your icon. Since you got this picture up here, I would try to crop out a portion of that, a nice close-up of your face, and make that your channel icon. And I would also make sure, as I continue to make videos and start doing custom thumbnails, that your face is present in your videos so people can become familiar with you. Since you're doing a vlogging channel, it's essentially a channel about you. You know, keep making content. Try to be consistent with your uploads. Looks like 3 week, 2 week, 1 week, 2 days. So you're doing 1 video a week, which is cool. But again, get those in all future videos. Do them as the landscape videos, and definitely try to make them longer than 4 seconds. So I would that would be my suggestion there. And then think about, let's see, imagine we don't have playlists, friends of mine. All right. Start to think about particular topics that you want to cover on your channel and try to make videos with more intention rather than just randomly recording videos and putting them on the channel. The better you can kind of come up with a plan for that, the more the more structure your channel will have. You'll be able to create playlists on the individual things you're doing. Like in here, you said you want to do pranks and experiments and vlogs. So you could have like a vlog a vlog playlist, you know, maybe a gaming playlist, and then you start to create content for that. And creating the different playlists for the different type of content that you want to create on your channel can help you determine what kind of video to make next. If you're struggling to come up with video ideas and you know that you have, you know, four vlogging videos but only 3 gaming channels, then gaming videos, then maybe your next video is gaming. And you can actually use your playlist to kind of help you plan content and be consistent in that regard. The one thing to consider, vlogging channels and broad scope channels where you're covering a bunch of different stuff tend to grow a little bit slower than other channels. So that's something to keep in mind as you continue to do your thing here on YouTube. So that would be my suggestion to you. Definitely keep making content. And as you continue to make content, try to implement some additional best practices each time you create a new video. You know, and once you get to 100 videos or a year from now, you'll be amazed at how much different your content looks like. So good luck to you. And let's see here. Yeah, and definitely don't hide your sub count. There's no reason to hide your sub count. Pretty much the only people who hide sub counts are people who have low sub counts. So trying to hide it because you don't want people to know your sub count is low doesn't really serve the purpose. You're better off just letting people know that you're starting out. You'll be able to relate with other channels who are the same size as you, and just enjoy the journey of growing your channel. No need to hide your sub count. Blue Collar Dippers, welcome to the live stream. Hello to you as well. Thumbs Up Kid, thank you for the super chat. I would love any advice or review for our channel. Well, first off, thank you very much for the super chat. I absolutely appreciate it. And then let me throw you into the mix there. And stop. And get you over there. All right. What do we got here? Who's next on the old? We did that one. You're all done. You're all done. Got that one, that one. Okay. Next up here. Oh, is the Stream Boss? Oh, Stream Boss is down to 80. That means an $8 super chat will knock Chris Conkle Vlogs out of the Stream Boss and crown a new Stream Boss. All right, so the next channel I'm going to look at here is Thumbs Up Kids. Pop that on the old screen here. Thumbs Up Kids. Now, the first thing that I am definitely going to check as part of this look is how it looks on mobile. For those of you who may not know, you are probably getting 50% or more of your traffic from mobile. That's just the nature of the internet these days. So they definitely want to make sure that it displays well on mobile. So your channel art is close in terms of your Thumbs Up Kids. So this and this fits nicely. And that works. It cuts off right here, which is nice. This just squeezes in. The only challenge here is that toy reviews gets obscured by the Thumbs Up Kids icon. The other thing that I would say here is I would, just to really kind of bring home your whole branding look here, I would carry the blue background that you have up here into your icon. So that's, you know, super connected and related to each other. All right, so let's take a look at what we got going on down here. And thumbs up kids, toy reviews, game reviews, Florida attractions, and food challenges. Okay. 3 siblings who love to have fun together. Okay, that's to the point. I might go with this as your second line. So, thumbs up kid, 3 siblings who love to have fun together. Videos consist of traditions, family trips, fun game reviews, etc. Jaden, Corinne, and Sebastian take viewers on a fun-filled adventure. I might move this up as your second line just to make sure that when your site gets previewed elsewhere, that it that you get that core information there, that people know exactly who you are and what you do and why they should care. Looking at playlists, got awareness videos, funny video clips, collaboration videos, reviewing the latest and best kids' toys. Jump over here to your homepage. See what we got going on here. We got some dance moves, aka flossing, aka backpack kid kind of stuff going on. All right, and my 8-year-old does that dance all the time. All right, so we got your uploads here, your popular uploads, reviewing most popular. I think that this space can be better used by creating your own playlist than using the uploads and popular uploads to get auto-generated. So I would probably scrap those and put something up there and do like a latest videos playlist on your own and use that at the top. You got your descriptions, which is good. Florida area attraction reviews, perfect. You have your playlists titled as if they could be search terms and therefore show up in search. That is also good as well. You have, so that's, so I like, let me look at something here. You, so the interesting thing that I see here, which I like that you have this puzzle, the puzzle piece, border going on down here. And that would definitely be a good way to kind of brand your content along with your little icon. But if that's like a direction you're going in, I might want to try to incorporate the puzzle pieces into your channel art some way to kind of bring all that together. Yeah, you do seem to be consistently using that that frame. So, although I do see in a couple places something that looks a little funky, because down here I see full puzzle pieces on the edges, but here it's kind of cut off. So I don't know if there was some kind of sizing issue going on there. But if that is a direction that you're going to move in, then I would try to probably incorporate that whole puzzle kind of theme into your channel art as well. And congratulations on 800 subscribers. Looks like you're just around the corner on that. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. And okay. Just catching up on the old chat here. Peldon says, who needs sleep? Yeah, sleep's overrated. Hello, Kyle. Welcome to the stream. At least I think. I don't think I saw you earlier. Somebody says, oh, the sound thing works now. Absolutely. And then when Chris Conkle Vlogs gets low enough on health, I get to whip out my finish him. My finish him sound effect. Perhaps followed by some applause. All right, so I think we are winding down on the channel reviews. Is Jammy Toast still in the live stream? If you're still in the chat, I will do your channel next. If you are not in the chat, I will pick somebody else. Which mic are we talking about? That mic probably cost Dan $200. Which are we talking about? My mic or somebody else's mic? Jammy Toast is in the house. So just real quick, the one I'm talking to is an MXL 770. This particular mic is actually available on Amazon right now for $75. That's how much this mic costs. So what you will need for this mic, though, is it is a condenser mic, so you would need a audio interface, in which case I am using the H4n Pro audio interface. There's a bunch of different audio interfaces you can get. Basically, the audio interface it does a couple things. It provides phantom power, which gives the necessary power to run this mic, which is 48 volts, and then it also converts that into a USB feed to the computer. So this right here is the actual mic. If you guys want to check it out on Amazon, you can definitely go do that. You're going to obviously, the mic comes with the shock mount here. And then, so looking at this whole setup, so this is the MXL is 75. This thing, I used to have, you can buy these arms for, they're fairly cheap. Or they make a newer mix, a fairly cheap version, which I had forever, and I just upgraded it to a Rode, which is it's just so much nicer, but they're pricier. The arm is $99. But yeah, the mic itself is only $75, and I've been using it for a few years now, and it's kind of done everything I needed it to do. My original audio interface, which was an M audio interface, burned up, and I had to get a new one, and I ended up using my H4. That's probably what I should do. I should probably buy another audio interface, because I originally bought the H4n Pro for mobile audio recording, and since my last audio interface burned out, I've been using it for this mic. So that is definitely something I could put a little bit of money into. That would probably be a smart investment. So I can pack my H4n Pro and actually bring it with me when I go places and not have to reset it up when I get home. Like Vid Summit when I go in October. All right. And we are going to bring up, where is it? Jammy Toast. Let's take a look at Jammy Toast. First off, my son would love your channel only because He is a big fan of purple, so you definitely have his vote there. Building a family-friendly gaming community. Jammy Toast. All right, we got the same. We got purple up here. We got the same background here, using the same kind of font, so that's cool. That works. Looking at your videos, I see your last. Let's get in here. So, common thing, I see this on gaming channels all the time, where each individual thumbnail is focused on the game and forgets about the branding of the channel. So here, the last one you did here, looks like you did a live stream, which is great, and you have that purple background going and the same font. That all works well. It helps with your branding. You'd probably want to, a couple different things. You can either continue to use that as a background and build your content over it, or you can just include the little purple circle with the JT in the lower right-hand corner, or one of the upper corners, as a way to identify your branding. So if you're going to do stuff like this as your thumbnails, you definitely want to get that branding incorporated on the thumbnails as well. Looking at your about section, see what you got filled out. Everyone who decided to actually come over and look at the about page. My name is Jammy Toast, created this channel, fun way to build community. Again, try to get to the core of your content quickly and then provide your backstory. That's my personal take on how you should do that, because like I said, when your channel gets previewed, if you share a link on social media and it does the little preview of the channel, it's going to show you the first couple sentences from your about section, and you want somebody who sees it on Twitter or some other platform to get the core of what your channel is about. If all they get is, my name is Jammy Toast and I created this channel as a fun way to, and then that's it, you're not really capitalizing on that exposure, that opportunity for them to see your channel, understand what it's about, and want to click on it to see your content. So you got to make the most of those first so many characters to make sure that people know what you have to offer. Then again, as you develop content, you want to get everything filled out on your home page, which looks like you've done with the horizontal playlists, which are good. I'm assuming if this is you and you're in your videos, that may be something to consider including as well. If you're not in your videos, then that's not necessarily needed. But I would definitely, I see some of these, you have descriptions on your playlists, which is good. You want to get those on the other ones as well. And then just go from there. Again, try to focus on the branding and identifying a way to let everybody know that each one of these videos is actually from your channel. All right. Thumbs Up Kid says, we're getting clicks on our Amazon links, but still no purchases. Not sure what we are doing. Yeah, Amazon, I get a decent amount of clicks on Amazon. I don't get a ton of Amazon affiliate stuff, but it's all a matter of, in terms of no purchases, that part I don't know. I mean, I can tell you that the percentage of people that actually follow through and purchase is small compared to the total views that you get. So it's just a matter of getting as much quantity over there as possible, and trying to convert a percentage, a couple percentage points of what actually goes over there. And then once you've done that, the cut that Amazon gives you is not super huge. So it is kind of a thing you got to build up over time. Ba-dum-bum. Somebody making a two-arm joke. All right. New York Rail fan. Let's see. It's funny. I should give them away. I have 2 more microphones that I don't even use that I bought because they were like, I mean, they're not the quality of this one, but it's still a mic. So maybe I'll give one of those away. I think I have 2 of them, and they were I don't know if it was like a Amazon deal of the day or a Black Friday thing or whatever, but I bought a couple of them. And I have them here. They come in their little carrying cases and their shock mounts and all that other stuff. So maybe I'll do that one of these days. I'll dig one of those out and give it out as a giveaway. Just catching up on the old chat here. Game 2 logo is definitely important for the branding, using in-game clips. Amazon is about to cut us off. Cut you off. Why? For not converting? If Amazon's about to cut you off for not selling a product, just have a relative buy a product. Yeah, I mean, I think the mics that I have would probably be considered generic. I don't know if they have a brand associated with them, but yeah, they might. I'm not sure. Where exactly are they? Let me see. Yeah, think about where I put those. Let me. Let me see if I can find one of those mics. I'll show you guys. All right, I found one of them. Yeah, and I think they'd probably be classified as generic, but they are microphones. I'll show you what it looks like here. A little bit dusty. So this is. That's one of the mics. Jimmy in the background thinking if I close one of my eyes it'll somehow focus on camera. Well, that's so it's an XLR mic, and it comes with shock mount. The wind or spit guard there. And an XLR L cable. I could definitely give one of those away if anybody's looking for a mic. Just one thing to be careful with on giveaways. If you guys decide to do giveaways, be really conscious of where people live. Sometimes you forget that you can have a reach that's on the other side of the world, and I've been burned before where I did a giveaway and gave away a prize, and it ended up being to somebody in the UK, and it ended up costing me like $35 to ship a T-shirt to the UK. So. No mics or mics. And fortunately, I can't do any physical giveaways like that internationally because it's really expensive to ship stuff out of the country. Any advice on a good mic to use when filming multiple individuals? Recording 3 kids is tough. So, I mean, yeah, the Rode mics, I don't know what you're using for a camera, but the video, what is it? The video mic, this guy right here. I don't know if you can see this. Oh, I can't even see my screen because I have the chat in front of my view here. This one right here, if you're using a like a DSLR, that's a good mic to use. This is another kind of trick if you're doing if you're recording video and you want to improve audio, instead of having your mic on top of your camera, you can actually get one of these mic stands that allows you to move the mic closer to your face to pick up better audio quality. And then you get this you get a cable like this, you know, a longer cable, and that way you can put the mic so you basically move the mic right to you and then off the screen, so you're picking up really good audio a lot closer than the camera is to you, and just getting a better quality that way. The greed scene. You should give that mic away too. No, that's the mic I use. That is just here. Let me see if I can find. Usually the way that it's just like a boom mic stand. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Hang on. I can tell you. I'll tell you exactly what it's called here in a minute. But we need to go in here. Come on. And type in that. Oh, see this, and this mic stand, this is a good one because I'll show you why here. Bear with me just a moment. So that mic stand that I just showed you, that's not why. We want this, and then this, and then we want to take that and do that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that. So the thing that I just showed you is right here. It's the Amazon Basic Tripod Boom microphone, and the best part about that is it's only 15 bucks. And it allows you to get your mic nice and close and pick up much better audio quality, and it really gives you that flexibility to set it off to the side and slide it right in under the camera view and get a really good quality there. So, and for those of you who never buy Amazon Basics stuff, I love Amazon Basics. They do some pretty good quality stuff. Definitely serviceable quality at a lot cheaper than you can find elsewhere. So. Yeah, the SM7B is a nice one. I think that's the mic that Dusty Porter uses. Or at least one of his mics. I'm sure he has many. New York Rail fan. I also have, that's another thing I can give away. I have an extra 60-inch Amazon Basic tripod as well. I have that 60-inch tripod from them. It's really nice for the price. Real Estate Whisper said ordered it. Awesome. Yeah, that it was one of the easiest upgrades I did for that price, you know, $15. Kevin Boston, are you going to do videos about affiliate marketing? So I want to try to do some videos about the different ways that I've been able to make money here on Creator Fundamentals, the different revenue streams, which I think is up to about 9 different revenue streams now that we've been able to get off the ground here. So I definitely want to be able to share those with you guys and people who are interested in that kind of stuff, to really understand how to make the money thing work. I think one of the biggest problems, you know, people lose their minds about monetization and stuff, but monetization, it's nice, it's one of the pieces, but it's definitely not the make or break for your channel. Like, one of the things that I want to make a video about is the average Dan and the fact that it was demonetized, and basically do a video to the effect how I'm making money on a demonetized channel, or how I'm making money without AdSense on the average Dan, because I do the affiliate links over there. And you know, it's not making a ton of money. It's probably made maybe a couple $100 so far this year on affiliate links, but it's a channel that is not currently monetized that makes money. So I think it's a good, kind of like a good perspective for people who get caught up in the whole ad revenue thing. All right. I did the, I spent some time in YouTube, YT Talk, back in the day. I haven't really been in there recently. Yeah, and you know, you don't have to be doing it for the money in order to think about making money on the channel, because it's not about getting rich or turning it into you know, just being this money machine. It's about being able to use those funds to invest back in the channel and be able to expand what you do. If you're doing it for the love of it, having that extra money that the channel can generate for you can help you, you know, expand what you do. Like, I don't know if your channel is about, I'm assuming based on your name. Yeah, so I mean, maybe if you are, you know, doing content about trains, maybe the income that comes in allows you to travel to other places and see different trains, or maybe it allows you to take, you know, take train rides to make more content to share your love of trains with people. So it doesn't necessarily, it's not like it's a 4-letter word and you have to be about the money to want to make money. I just think it's a smart move to be able to get in a position where the channel can support itself financially, and it in some cases can give you the additional flexibility to expand upon that which you are doing for the love of it. AdSense works. You just, once you get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, you have to apply for the YouTube Partner Program, which so far they've been doing a bang-up job of getting everybody approved on that. Unfortunately, there's been people waiting since November, and then they changed the rules in February, and blah, 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 blah. Their latest feedback is saying the end of June. We shall see, YouTube. We shall see. Mm-mm-mm. 'Cause, 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 ' Well, for sure, New York Rail fan. It's just kind of the thing. You just kind of have it in your head, and you think about it from the beginning, and you come up with ideas. And as your channel grows, some of those ideas start to become more feasible. But just kind of thinking about how to monetize content is a good practice. You know, thinking about the different ways that there are opportunities to do that. Maybe it's taking photographs of the trains and selling the photographs, or having people support your channel on Patreon and making the photos that you take of the different trains be a reward at certain patron levels for supporting the channel. So you can there's definitely ways to come up with ways where you can deliver value in exchange for financial support on the channel. Definitely, if you have a P.O. box, I would include your address and make it available to people. One of the things that I keep saying that I want to do on this channel is make a call for people, for any channels that have merch. If you do a YouTube channel and you have your own merchandise and you want to send it to Creator Fundamentals, then I'll try to wear your stuff in a video kind of thing, if you're interested in that kind of promotion. But it's a fun way to see what everybody's doing for their merch on their channels. Peldon says her husband used to be a locomotive mechanic. My father retired from CSX Railroad after retiring from the Navy. Green Scene says, how accurate is Social Blade? I would use Social Blade as a guide. In terms of accuracy, I mean, generally speaking, the numbers are all correct, but I don't feel like they always get all the right numbers on the right days. Like every once in a while, there'll be a delay probably from YouTube delivering them information. So they won't properly report one day in terms of subscriber count, but then they'll bulk them all into the next day. I also believe that what they use as the time frame for a 24-hour period does not line up with what YouTube uses for a 24-hour period. So like your daily counts are not always, they don't always line up the way YouTube reports them. But otherwise, I say, they are a generally accurate guide to kind of see the direction your channel's moving. I still gotta get Beanie Draws to draw me with a dinosaur or something. Unfortunately, I don't run the kind of channel that promotes or that encourages people to do fan art. There's nothing exciting about drawing Creator Fundamentals. If the size shirt thing is a question to me, then it's XL. Yeah, I know the CEO of TubeBuddy. He's a great guy. I was wondering if you had any plans to do a touch series on the different tools you use, TubeBuddy, Patreon. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't think I've done a tool video recently. That might be a good idea to do one like that. I've got to go. I've got school tomorrow, and it's already the same day. Definitely get to bed. Thanks for hanging out. I have to go to work tomorrow as well. If anybody can draw and they want to do fan art of Dan, feel free. And if you want to send anything to the channel, let's Let's see here. Whoops. That is the address of Creator Fundamentals. Let's see here. All right. Well, we have crossed the midnight mark here in upstate New York. I think it's about time to wrap this show up. So I want to thank everybody for coming and hanging out with us here on our normal night, Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully, I will see everybody next Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern as well. I appreciate it. I will be stopping over in the Discord live stream after party. If you're not a member of our Discord, definitely stop over for a couple minutes and join the Discord. For those of you who are not familiar with Discord, I don't know why there it goes. Okay. It's simply kind of like a big chat room where we continue the conversation after the live stream. And there's a bunch of other YouTubers over there. So definitely follow the link I just put in the channel. Hop over there for a moment. At least join the Discord, say hi, and we can all call it a night. But thank you guys again, and I will